When making my video on stupid draft picks the other day, in 2011, I saw a guy named Aldon Smith drafted before JJ Watt. I checked his stats and I don't know, I thought the guy sounded familiar, but he had 42 sacks in his first 43 games. So let's see what happened to him. In 2011, Aldon Smith was drafted pick 7 to the 49ers. He was a redshirt sophomore when drafted and had 2 years of college experience. He was drafted higher than most had thought for his age, but considering he was one of the best rookies after that, seems like it was a good pick. As a rookie, he didn't start though. He was only used in different packages and situations. Even with that, he still had 14 sacks in 16 games. He was named to the all-rookie team as well, but after the Niners lost, he was arrested for a potential DUI. In his second year, he was a full-time starter and finished with 19 and a half sacks, which was one less than JJ Watt that year. He was compared to Von Miller an awful lot just on the NFC side, and he'd end up being ranked as the seventh best player in the league that year, actually ahead of Von Miller. In 2013, he'd get into a car crash and ended up checking into rehab. He missed 5 games. He still finished the year with 8.5 sacks in 11 games. And in his first 3 years in the league, he was a phenomenal player. But after that, this is when his career really starts heading downhill. And you could argue just a year prior, it already has been. In 2014, the off-the-field problems would really start picking up. Charges weren't filed, but he reportedly made a bomb threat to an airport. He had to do 11 days of community work for DUIs in 2013, and he'd be suspended for substance abuse. He'd only put up 2 sacks this year, and these would be his last games with the 49ers. In 2015, he'd be arrested yet again for hit and run, DUI, and vandalism. I understand it could be getting a little repetitive now, so let's skip to signing with the Raiders, which is the most fitting team for him at this point in his career. He finished the season with 7 starts and 3.5 sacks in the final 6 games of that year. Smith gets hit with another suspension for the entire 2016 season, but would sign a contract with the Raiders again, but it seems he didn't play under this contract with the Raiders. Every team he went to in his career, it seemed like the coaches always supported him and wanted to help him. Raiders coach at the time, Jack Del Rio, said, "I thought I could help him, but it does get frustrating not being able to help a young man," and that was due to the NFL's policies on contracts and how much they could really interact with him at the time. The Raiders would release him and not comment on it though. In 2020, he signed with the Cowboys and put up 5 sacks in 16 games, which is honestly very solid for a 30-year-old guy. Before that, though, there were a couple more arrests on different things, including domestic violence, and it really seems like he just couldn't stay out of trouble. The Niners coach Jim Tomasula said the organization would continue to help and support him in 2015, even after they cut him. It seems like he had support from people around him, but he just kept getting himself in trouble. It really seems like he could have been a great, like Von Miller, or honestly better.